Warning. Some viewers may find the following video offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
Elite FPL, baby!
Discretion is advised. Warning. Some viewers may find the following video offensive. Viewer discretion is advised.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Elite FPL, home of the FPL Call-In, which you haven't done for a while. Hello to everybody in the chat that's joined us this evening. We've got Clickers here. We've got Harry Dawson. We've got Dazid. We've got PM. We've got USF. Matty Winlots in the chat. Matty, of course, doing very, very well. He doesn't like to remind anyone. He doesn't like to, to brag about it or anything like that. Michael Svedin is also here. How's it going, Michael? It's been a while since I read your name out. And we're going to be covering a lot of things this evening. We're going to be talking about our game weeks. We're going to be talking about the leagues, of course, the community leagues. We're going to be talking about the Super Cup. A lot of the community, Steve-O, doing a lot better than us. And some content creators recognizing that this season hasn't been their best, maybe getting a bit upset, maybe leaving the Twitter sphere, maybe even leaving the game entirely. I know you've mentioned it. There's some very notable names that have taken a step back. One very, very big name that's certainly in the limelight at the moment that's going to be taking a step back, a huge step back. And, bits of drama here and there. And yeah, I stay out of drama, to be honest with you. I've been too busy. I've been way too busy this week. And all I can say is that, it was a pretty average week for me. I wasn't over the moon by it. I had a red arrow again. You had a red arrow again. Of course, the majority of the people that are vocal in the chat have probably had a green arrow. That's why they're here. But hello to Jojo. Hello to Alex Sweet. Hello to Firetog. So game week 22, Steve-O. Game week 22. Where do you want to start? Should we just go over the results? Start from the beginning, go over the results, or is there anything else you want to kind of kick off with?
Well, I'm going to speak on Mr. Reed's behalf. Not that he's going to be bothering watching this, but Kevin De Bruyne, Jace. It's the one thing that I did a video about.
I didn't see the video. I didn't see the video, mate. I promise
well,
you.
no one did, to be honest with you. Anyway. Yeah, you were an individual who publicly said on this channel that you're not interested in Kevin De Bruyne whatsoever, yet you bring him in for game week.
When was
this
that?
week. What was it? 2 weeks ago, whenever it was.
Yeah, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Yeah.
And then you bring him in and only let you captain him.
Well, yeah, I think the performance against Newcastle, after that, I was just like, this is Kevin De Bruyne and this is Man City with Kevin De Bruyne in it. I was thinking that Pep was going to phase him in, but then it made more sense and more. I think I read something, I don't know if it was in Discord or on Twitter or something, along the lines of Pep hasn't got the luxury of just giving him minutes here or there. Pep needs a Kevin De Bruyne that's playing minutes, a decent amount of minutes, whether it be 70 plus minutes, because he's so intricate into the creative style of play that Man City over the previous years has been known for. The fast build-ups, the transitions, the deadly keyhole passes, certainly teaming up with Haaland, Mahrez, Foden. I mean, it's in past years and been so bloody good. I just thought, you know what, people were getting Haaland. I saw Haaland was being transferred in by a lot of people, but I just thought I need to catch some points up here. I'm going to bring in KDB. I've got a lot of money in the bank. I've got Garnacho stinking my team up. Why not just go Garnacho to De Bruyne and roll the dice and captain him? So didn't take a point hit and. Obviously got the assist, got the bonus point, which was slightly surprising. I actually...
Can I just say this? I'm just looking at when you did this transfer. It was at 3 minutes to 6. What the hell is that all about?
Timing, mate. I don't have
on the
time.
deadline as well.
Yeah, so basically, again, this week I've just been so rushed off my feet. It's my second week in this new job. And I'm learning so many new things. Like, do you know when you start a new job, you have that feeling of, can I do this job? Am I cut out for it? Am I going to be able to learn everything? Like, I think everyone goes through that phase, and I just go into this sort of like just focus. I go so focused about what I'm doing and what I'm learning, and I get home and my mind is like on overdrive, and then obviously I've got to spend time with the family, and then by the time I'm even thinking about like FPL, or football, in football in general, I have literally got half an hour to myself to think about things, and I just take the decision within a very short period of time. I didn't have much time at all this week to even look at what people were saying about what was being said in press conferences, what was being said on the forums or on the Discord or anything like that. So I just kind of was like, just going to go with my gut on this and do it. And I was relieved when I saw him starting. I was surprised that I saw Haaland on the bench. But again,
surprised he's going to be benched against Brentford as well. So
essentially, it wasn't
you've
like
done the
my
best
game.
move. If I could turn back the clock, I would go back to that wild card deadline day, and I wish I'd just done what I said to spite you, which was Darwin in, captain him. And I think I said at the time I was going to go Darwin and Neto, wasn't it? I'm sure it was Darwin and Neto or Jota and Haaland. And then I just went, nope, Steve-O, stick with the plan, and went with Jota and Darwin. And if I'd have gone with
Darwin was, could have got quite a bit of points.
Well, I'd rather have him at the moment than Haaland.
Yeah,
because Haaland ain't going to be starting. He ain't going to be starting. He ain't starting against Burnley. We know that. He ain't going to be starting against Brentford. He's going to be.
I was thinking of going Cunha to Darwin. To be honest, I was genuinely thinking of doing that move. I've got the money in the bank to do it, but because I've got no Liverpool. Oh, okay, I've got Alexander-Arnold. But even that's at the moment. So I saw you got Trippier off the bench, by the way, you jammy little git. I will say that because, I'm not going to deny that. Yeah. It was, again, this season, you've had the points off the bench. I haven't.
True, but it's meant nothing in the grand scheme of things because I'm still miles off the red arrow.
But again, it's But so I got 57 points this week. A little bit disappointed in Bowen, if I'm going to be honest with you, getting me only 1 point. Alexander-Arnold obviously not starting. I didn't know much of news about him anyway. And Cunha getting a late assist in a game where I just finished band practice. So after band practice, we go to the pub down the road, and in the pub they had the game on because they had the last few minutes of the game, and it was like end to end. And I was like, this isn't. There was a lot of Wolverhampton fans around the area I live, and they were all in the pub cheering when was it was it Neto? They got the equaliser. I mean,
yeah,
correct. I believe so. And and of course the pub was going crazy. And then of course, Kobe Mainu coming up with the brilliant sublime finish. I mean, a great bit of footwork and a sublime finish into the bottom right.
Was it? I don't know how the game went. Then.
It was 3. Yeah, it was 3-3, and it went to 4-3 in the dying embers of the game. It was a very entertaining game from what I saw, and I only saw like 15 minutes. Of the game, if that. I saw like the drama essentially at the end, and Cunha's kind of been okay for me, to be honest. He's not been amazing, but he's been okay. But I do want to upgrade him to a premium attacker, and that's going to be one of Haaland or Nunes, really.
But personally, looking at your team here, I think just go with Darwin. Genuinely, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, well, I've got De Bruyne and Foden, haven't I? So you know that.
To be completely frank, I think Kevin De Bruyne is an excellent captaincy pick this week. Haaland ain't going to start this week, and then game week 24, they are at home to Everton, which I would probably expect Haaland to start that game, and then it's the Copenhagen game. I'm pretty certain of it. I'll look in a minute, but yeah. Kind of my predictions were kind of coming true with what I'm expecting from certain individuals starting. I'm still surprised that Kevin De Bruyne started against Burnley, but whatever he did, it's like Mo said on FPL Juice. At the end of the day, he needs to get match fitness, get the minutes in.
Yeah.
And to be completely frank, that probably was the ideal fixture to bring him in because we weren't going to lay a finger on them. And it would have just been a simple case of just controlling the game, which I'm assuming that's what they did. I didn't watch any of it.
Yeah.
And I would be thinking that over the next few weeks. So they got Brentford Monday, then it's Everton on the Saturday lunchtime, and then it will be is it Bournemouth or Copenhagen? No, it is then Copenhagen, and then it's the important games, the important run. Chelsea. Forget Brentford and Bournemouth, but then it's Man United, Copenhagen again, Liverpool, Brighton, Arsenal, Aston Villa. Massive games for Man City, and annoyingly, I do want Kevin De Bruyne, Jace. I'm not going to pretend that I don't.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly.
I can't get him in.
It's not exactly a top secret that majority of people want him in. It's getting him in. Just want to read out a few of the comments in the chat. So we've got Jojo here. We've got the last 2 weeks has not been great FPL wise, still at 20k. But mate, Harry Dawson, you're still at 20k, mate.
Try streaming about it.
That's amazing. Set up a YouTube. You'll probably get a lot of clickbait on that one. You're doing very well. You're doing very well, mate. I hear there might be a bit of a vacuum opening up for FPL content creators over the next few months.
Well, we are number 20 in the world.
Oh, yeah, apparently so. Hello, Madeline Tudor. We've got Ray Qureshi in the chat. Hello to you. We've got Borton Haaland for Archer and Gross out for Maddison. Can't deal with Brighton, says Harry in their chat. Hey, lads, Haaland could start. And also Firetog mentioning that Haaland is... Pep saying that Haaland is... fit apparently.
He's fit. He said he's fit to start. That means nothing.
But again, fit. Will he though? Peter Scullion here. Hello, Peter. Evening, Jenkins the first. Evening, love your content, guys. 43 points this week. Dropped 200,000 places. Yikes! Where are you overall, Jenkins? 200,000 places. That's quite again, that's more dramatic if, of course, you are in top 8, maybe 800th in the world, and you've dropped to 2,800. But if you're like a millionth and you've gone to 1.2, it's not a big drop at all. So it really kind of depends where you were. Men in Black asking Matt if he spent his money. I don't know what money that is, but
The Sky money.
Sky money. Okay.
Even though ironically I'm above Matty, but anyway.
Okay. Okay. Well done to you, Matty. The Liverpool double game week may not happen, says FPL Maestro. Do you know anything about that, Steve?
Apparently, the expert Ben Crellin said if it's not announced today or something, then it's not going to be announced at all. But there's been hints from Klopp, apparently, that he's not happy with certain fixtures and stuff that they've been given, and it's hinting at maybe some double. I don't know what. I don't know, Jace, is the simple answer, but...
Don't know more than me. Wait and see. Keep glued onto. And a question. Basically, someone mentioning earlier on, I saw it about Twitter. No Twitter, no drama. Absolutely, I don't go on there. Very rarely do I go on there. When I do go on there,
the quick plug actually, if you want to listen to my thoughts about it all on the whole nonsense that was happening on it, just go to Patreon. I released a free podcast for anybody to listen to. I'm assuming you have to sign up to Patreon as free, but you can listen to that podcast if you so wish.
I'm so glad it's Friday. I am so tired. Loving the show, Yusuf. Thank you so much. Is Haaland essential? No, he's not. Hello, Gabriel De Rop. Pep Guardiola said it about De Bruyne, but it was just 2 games before he gave him 20. Yeah, I mean, again, just don't read too much into what Pep says. I mean, let's be honest, we've been around this merry-go-round a few times now. Let's just let's see what happens on the pitch. Right. Nottingham Forest losing to Arsenal 2-1. Do you have any Arsenal assets, Steve? No, you got rid of them. Useless Saka, I believe, was the word that you used, and getting himself a goal in that game. And Jesus getting himself a goal and an assist. Arsenal, are there players there that you're personally looking at, or are you just thinking there's better options elsewhere, and Arsenal just too unpredictable?
They're too unpredictable, and there's better options elsewhere.
Yeah. Fulham, Everton 0-0. It's not the most captivating of games, fixtures. Nothing really from an FPL point of view really to talk about. Maybe Mikalenko, the clean sheet. I mean, maybe that could be from a Alex Volo point of view.
Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Can I just read out Everton's last fixtures, though? The last 6 fixtures. 3-0, 0-0, 0-0, 1-0, 2-1, 0-0. Basically, in answer to your question, it's Pickford or nobody, or Mikalenko or nobody.
Pretty good at defensive wise at the moment, aren't they? Right, and we got to Luton beating Brighton. Then this was a surprise. Was a surprise, and I did not see this one coming. Even though Luton are at home, I didn't go with a battering. Luton. A shout out to anyone in the chat if you had any Luton players, by the way. 4-0 over Brighton.
Well, weirdly, listen to this as a pattern, Jace. This is the pattern. So, 4 goals, 0-0. 4 goals, 0-0. 5 goals, 4 goals. So expect Brighton Crystal Palace to be 0-0. It's like Brighton either score 4 goals or they can't score at all. Absolutely bizarre. Very, very strange club this season.
Yeah. Matty Winlot is pretty much fucking
trolling the chat by any chance?
Huh? No, yeah, well, he's asking you directly, Steve-O. Steve-O, I'm quite surprised, Steve-O. You're doing well in the Sky. Normally you would do a video to announce that you're number 1 in the Burnley League. Or, as he says, Burnley League. But because you've not done any, I wondered why.
Well, I've mentioned it 50,000 times till I'm blue in the face. I do not do any videos on that channel anymore. So I stopped doing it months ago. So that's the answer to that. If you watch the streams, you'll hear that answer. It's quite simple.
Yeah. Oh, Matty Winlot says I had Alfie Delphi from Luton.
Oh, Dougherty, yeah.
Well done. Well done to you. I mean, what do you know that we don't? Obviously a lot, because you're doing really well. Glad to see both your faces, those animations. It's been a while. Hasn't it been like ages since we last did a stream together?
2 weeks. Sunday surgery.
Yeah, I've not. This is the first one I've done since being in my new job. So it's 2 weeks.
There's been plenty of Patreon stuff, but not public stuff, basically. And like I say, if you want to sign up to Patreon, and I will plug it, it's there. $1.99 or $4.99 to get content. It's $4.99. Just to support the channel and say thank you.
I'm going to do a podcast on there, Steve-O, talking about my new job. Explaining
do it.
Yeah. Steve-O, what do you think about the whole City getting Zarari on loan?
Sorry, what? Man City.
Whole City. I don't know why Max has asked you that.
Are they? Really?
Did you like Zarari? Did you like him?
He was our best. Well, he was one of our best players at the start of last season. Then he went to the World Cup, was too tired, and then he just fell off a cliff. But you've got a very, 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 very good player. It just angers me that company has decided that he's not using any of our championship winning team at all. It is the most bizarre story I think I'll ever know in football. A team that did so well the season before to then come up, and then the managers have gone, not going to use any of you. I'm going to sell the majority of you, and then we're going to buy a bunch of children to then do shit, to then try and sell them as a profit, despite the fact that they're all shit. And then we're going to be relegated to the championship, and then we're going to lose our best players from the season before and also the better players from this season. Well done.
The Burnley way.
Fucking idiots.
Hello, Blazy. I'm doing a -4 to get Haaland, De Bruyne and
Don't
Gordon.
do it. Oh, what was that?
Haaland, De Bruyne and Gordon.
For a -4?
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Well done. If you can do that, well done. Well done, that man.
Absolutely. Hello, PK7. Oh, by the way, guys, if you have just joined us or you've been watching us since the start, please hit that like button if you haven't done so already. It helps the algorithm push us in front of people that don't even have a clue who we are.
Yeah, I know all this through James, the producer.
Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed our content. Or fuck off. No, I'm joking. Right. What are we talking about now, Steve-O? We're talking about your... What are we talking... Oh, yeah, we'll do the mini league. Should we do the mini leagues?
Yeah,
No?
I think that's a good idea, actually. Just go for the...
Let's do the mini league. Let's do the mini leagues. Right, okay, cool. Right, so the mini leagues are as followed. Brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, for the same names to be repeated over and over again.
Look, can I make a special mention? Because I've literally just seen this about 10 minutes ago.
Is it important?
When you go to the members one, just look at Matt T's captain. That's all I'm saying.
The Matt T that's in the chat.
And well, I don't know if he's here now, but he's number 1 in the members league.
He's here.
And just see his captain. Arsehole.
What do I do with Bowen? I've just seen his... I'm biting my nails here, Steve. I'm biting my nails. To burn a transfer, I'll probably do Bowen to Gordon. What do you think about Bowen? Shall I get rid of him?
No, you don't need to get rid of him. Oh, you mean for animations here? Yeah, Gordon in for Bowen if that's your priority, do it.
Okay.
Good
what do I do about Trent Alexander-Arnold, Steve-O?
You keep him. You do not. I'm bringing him in after this Arsenal game.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna go with these. These leagues. So we've got. Let's go with the rivals. The Rivals League. We have got Harbour Boy at the top. I'm going to switch it over to the other screen. Harbour Boy at the top. Dijon McGinn, 1362, top of the Rivals League. We've got Ayush in second place. Ayush Shrestha. And then you've got Struik on third. And we've got Ramanathan in fourth. So some good weeks there for some very, very regulars in the chat, of course. Then we go into the mod league. Let's go look at the mod league. Bloody Harbour Boy again doing very well. Paulie doing well. Blonde, I've made it. I try to catch Blonde, but every time I get close to her, she just pulls something out of the hat and just breaks away again. It's been very much a cat and mouse all season where I get relatively close and then she just pulls away again. She's now 64, 80, so 19 points ahead of me, which isn't a lot. Dan Bull is dropped a little bit though. He's dropped off the pace a little bit. Dan, you're getting a bit of pressure now.
He could have captained anybody in his team, but he captained Haaland.
He did.
So Captain Alvarez as an example. Foden, Saka, his own player Saka.
He stuck holes at Saka. Bloody Richarlison came through again, which is annoying. Right, so we go with the Community League. We do. Patrick Corbett is now second in the Community League. He's been dethroned, Steve-O. He's been doing so well. He got 69. I don't care. He got 69 as well this past week. So he's clawed some points back. It's very close still. But the Community League is very much full of random people. So we don't really know a lot of the people. In fact, 95% of the Community League we don't even know. Because they're just people that have just joined on the invite code that just, don't come in the chat ever. And don't come in the Discord ever. We've got the Members League. Where we've got Matty T, 360 No Pope, top of the log, as my father-in-law would say. 360 No Point, 360 No Pope, I should say. 88 points this week. Captained Eze, which is just disgusting, absolutely disgusting. Where the hell did that come from? That inspiration, I do not know.
Honestly, with people that do really well at this game, that is literally, what the fuck do you know that we don't? That's absurd. Crystal Palace owned Sheffield United.
When you looks in, I mean, he's even bloody. Was he flagged before that game? No, he wasn't. As a result, I was going to say there's no, because he wouldn't be flagged now, would he? If he played the game, it makes sense.
Just to give you, just before you continue, just to give you an example. I mean, the history was terrible last week, but just to give you an idea, 4 times out of the last 6, a team has won 1-0, 2 of each, and then. Crystal Palace have won 4 games out of the last 6. 2 of them 1-0, 2 of them 2-0. So to back Eze in that game, it's just a stroke of genius. It's
the mothership is calling and giving him information, I'm sure. We've got Gary again, Hardboy in second in the Members League. And third, we've got Brendan Saunders. Third has gone up to third. We've seen Harry Dawson drop down to 5th. Vigardos up to 4th in their members. Notable mention Harry Daniels. You know who that is, Steve-O? FPL Harry?
I'm fully aware, yes.
It's up to 6th place now in that. And this Struck is up to 7th. So some very, again, regular names that we quite often call out, doing very, very well, as per usual. In the YouTube chat league, we've got Gary top, Brendan Saunders second, Harry Dawson down to 3rd, FPL Harry up to 4th. We've got the Flying Dutchman, this Struck up to 5th, staying at 5th. Madeline Tudor, there we go. I'm sure I saw Madeline Tudor's name in the chat. Up to 6th, doing very, very well, 1333 points. Still very, very tight there in that league. And of course the Elite FPL Trophy League. Which is, of course, the one that a lot of our members now want to win to get what, Steve-O?
By surprise, a trophy.
Yay! You get a trophy if you win this one, guys. You get a trophy, a physical trophy, not a digital download. Lewis Allen top of that at the moment, stretches 11. We've got Ben Fella in second, McGinn and Juice. We've got...
That's if these people are still patrons, of course, Jay. So I've had to kick out 2. So
could be more kicking out. Abide by the rules, and it'd be good news to the people that are in behind them. Firetog in 4th place. Firetog, of course, second half of the season, he's got his act together, Steve. He's in the chat now. He's got his act together. He's thrown his spreadsheet away, and he's working on a different plan. He's doing very well in the Super Cup as well. We will talk about the Super Cup. We will talk about the Super Cup. We'll go through the groups. I'm not doing very well in it. But I'm not out of it. I've still got a chance, Steve-O. So you're telling me there's a chance? And Paulie as well. Paulie he's dropped down to 7th, but Paulie's had a good season, so Peter Scullion up to 6. So True Blues. Who's True Blues? Who's David Long? Who's True Blues? Do you know that one?
I'm afraid I don't know.
David, if you're watching this, comment on the video. Let us know who you are. Probably a different username in the Discord or in the YouTube, so I'm not sure who David is. Hello, Connor. How's it going, mate? Is it you, Dazid? Oh, it's Dazid. It's Dazid316. There we go. There we go. I'm used to seeing Dazid, right? Denver's in the chat too, from Denver down in Cape Town, South Africa. I am right, am I? I am right, Denver, aren't I? Hello, Genius Gamer. How's it going, mate? You good? First time I read your name out. Blazy's in the chat. I'm doing mine, so I've already read that one out. Yeah, do that. Right. Comment on what you're doing this week, and we'll read it out. And we're gonna get Ray Qureshi on the show in a short while to talk to us. Don't know what about, but I believe he wants to have a chat. So that was the leagues. We'll go to Super Cup in a moment. Is there anything, Steve, you want to cover before we do go over to the Super Cup and have a look to see how people are doing in that?
No, I just crack on with the Super Cup chat. Which
I won't have a break then. I'll just go straight into it.
Well, I can cover it if you want. I mean,
here we go. Right, so here we go. Super Cup. Let's just go straight over to the group standings. Group standings at the moment. Group A, we've got FPL Matty Win-A-Lot, top of Group A. First place. That's what top means. And by the way, do you follow Formula One, Steve-O?
No.
Well, do you know who Lewis Hamilton? Apparently, he's going to Ferrari now.
That means absolutely nothing to me. So
come on, crack a smile. Matty Win-A-Lot's top. Dan Bull second. Yes, that's Dan Bull, the one that notoriously doesn't do well in the Super Cup. He's second. Clicker's third. Lino fourth with 6 points apiece. Heggis fifth. It's not looking good for Heggis. Shiger and 6th. Shiger's not even got a point yet. Come on. You can do better than that. He runs an FPL community. You've got the knowledge, Shiger. Come on. Group B, we've got Rodrigo Mimoso, top just on head-to-head points. Max Roberts are there in 9 points as well, closely following. We've got Dara B in 6. Colm, it's still pretty open, this group, to be fair. Dara B in 3rd, Colm in 4th, Madeline Tudor in 5th, and tight, Andrew Ferguson 3rd. There we go. Still plenty of games to catch up. If you even for Madeline Tudor and Andrew Ferguson, slight difference, and you can catch up. Group C, we've got Firetug, surprise, absolutely dominating that group. It's on 12 points at the moment, 264 FPL points. What No Graphics on 9, Lost Guy in 6, Kevin Mayer on 3, followed by Danish Doughboy and Andy Chats at FPL, who's in 6th. Oh dear. We've got FPL Leo in Group D, top, alongside Dan Star Wars. Dan on 9, Karma Baby 6th, Ramsey on 6, FPL MK on 3, Podner on 3 too. We got Dread FPL, top of Group E, Steve-O, Mad Titan as well, 2nd place on the tie break point there. So they're still very, very close. The Don in 3rd place with 6, Black Flag in 4th with 6. FPL Bade in 4 and Nikhil on 1. Notorious tops Group F, followed by Devon Star, Matthew Ezieshi, Abdul, Nuclear Atoms and Emmy. Group G sees Frenchy FPL top of that convincingly, followed by Brendan Saunders on 9 points. Brendan 3 points behind Frenchy on 12. We've got Sultan Saeed on 6, myself on 6. So technically I'm looking to try and get to 2nd place. I'm competing with Sultan Saeed and Brendan Saunders for 2nd place in that league, in that group. It's a group of death. Some
apart from Brew, who's that? Who's
Brew? Who's Brew?
Yeah, who is he?
Brew? Don't know who you're on about. Group H, Ragav, top of Group H. Jacko, basically joint top. 20 titles as well, got 9 points there. Only FPL points separate them. Also on 9 points. Wow, that's a very, very open. Yeah. That's a very close group. Harry Dawson on 6, Edgeworth on 3, and Vijay on 0. Group I sees Emil Smith-Joe on top with Blonde in 2nd place, purely on head-to-head tie breaks. We've got Nick Sharp in 3rd, PM 4th, Kazali in 5th, and Atletico Bilal in 6th. KDB 17 tops Group J with 9 points. Jones Bloke with 7. John Harris on 6.
Very tight group.
Yeah, this is a very yeah. This is anyone. Well, AQ is going to have a struggle to catch up, but still technically can do it.
But look at the amount of points that each person has had across the last 6 fixtures, whatever.
Yeah, it's very
235, 241,
yeah.
242, 253, 259, 252.
Yeah.
So that's
very good average there. And that Group J. Group K has got Steve-O top. Oh.
Mental.
Yeah, you got 7 points, mate. You got 1 point more than me, and you're top of your group. You're bloody. What are you with the? I was going to say something that might be politically incorrect. Should I say it? No. Cool K in 2nd place. Abu Dhabi on 6 points in 3rd. Oh my God, everyone's in 6 points. 6 points from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th on 6 points. Here we go. David Hamill on 4 points in 6th. We got Group L, Faded Raza, top of that. Peter Scullion in 2nd place with 6 points, with PK7 6 points from FC in 6 points. Animations 5th place with 3. Warfare in 6th place with 3. We've got a duelist top of Group M with 12 points. Plastova with 9 in 2nd. We've got Nick Hilton, DB95 with 6 points. Christian Walsh with 3. King Coon, a name I've not read out for a long tong. Mo as well with 3 points at the bottom there. Group M. We've got Group N, the best. Who's that, Steve-O? Oh, Simon. Simon's top. What is going on? Is this like some weird parallel universe where we see, the worst become the best? Match points 12 there. Top of that, JR 9 points in 2nd place. JC with 6 points in 3rd.
JR, someone that used to come to the chat regularly. Now I never ever see them. Funny that.
They're in the Discord a lot. Maybe they just don't like our content. They just want to prefer to stay part of the community in the Discord. I don't know. Maybe they watch us in silence. They suffer in silence, Steve-O, maybe.
I wonder if we could actually get a head-to-head league where we've got the live stream audience versus the Discord audience. That would be an interesting league.
Yeah, but the thing is, the live stream audience now may be different, in 6 months' time. So. Right, we've got... we might only have 3 viewers in 6 months. You just don't know, do you? Right, Group... where did I get to? Buffy, yeah. Bottom of Group N, where he belongs. Group O, Callum. Callum, top of Group O, 12 points. And I just hear Buffy's voice go, well, that's not very nice, is it, Jason? In his Buffy voice. Callum's 12 points in Group O. Ayush is on 9 points in Group O. In 2nd place, Scotty D's in 3rd with 6, along with Danny Trubarak. Get that! I'm not going to do it because I don't want to get in trouble with the YouTube police. Ultimal C in 5th place, and Milan Milik with 0. Last time I did that, we actually upset a few people, so I'm not going to do it again.
Sorry, what was that?
Played the soundboard.
Really? People got upset?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell. Right, okay. Can't have a laugh anymore. Jesus Christ.
Group P, Harbour Boy, top of that with 12 points. Surprise. Crypto FPL, 2nd place with 9 points. Paulie with 6 points in 3rd place. Ramination.
Which is interesting considering how well Paulie's doing, and yet he's 3rd in that group.
he's been doing very well, but in recent weeks, I think he's dropped. I think you can see in the actual members leaderboards, you can see he's kind of had a few red arrows.
So he'll be leaving soon, then, will he?
Well, like Brew.
Try streaming every week.
Nah. Hey, goodbye. Yeah. Right. So that's the Super Cup, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to know what that is, it's a competition that we run. In fact, Firetog, the guy in the chat here with the spanner next to his name, not because he is a spanner, because he is a moderator. He's an amazing person. He runs the Super Cup. He formulates it, and yes, we run it from around about the Christmas time all the way through to the end of the season. It's a chance for people to catch up or start again, be born again into the FPL world and try to maybe win something, whether you're doing very well or whether you're doing very crap. I know some people have used their chips just for this Super Cup to gain an advantage over their competitors. So congratulations to those people who are top and second place, but still very early. There's still many games to play, and all is not lost. If you are like 3-6 points behind the first and second place, you still got a chance. Hello to, we've got DJ in the chat. We've got What No Graphics is here as well. Fartog, you got jam your last minute Ray, a penalty save at the end of the week in the first game to beat me. That's a very Fartog thing to happen. Not sure what to do. Might roll, might get Gordon, might get Trippier, says Arbor Boy. What's this with Gordon? Everyone's going with Gordon now, it seems. You two generally crack me up. Who's that then, Ray? I'm going to do a Sheffield United and I'm going to do a Sheffield United and get relegated and eliminated, says Animations. Be positive, mate. FPL Copycats here. Haaland in for João Pedro. Used all my money. Yeah, I mean, Haaland's going to come good. It's just maybe a few weeks too early, but, you know. Hello. So, yes, let's just move on, shall we, from that. So, that's the Super Cup. What are the violins? Oh, the violins are in the chat. Okay. Right, Steve, what are we talking about?
I think just go on to the predictions. I think cover the game week with what we think. I've also got some interesting, well, bit of trivia for anybody that cares with my captaincy dilemma this week. So we'll talk about that in a minute.
Get on to the predictions, you say?
And I suggest, Ray, you hurry up getting into the Discord, because if you're not there in the next 35 minutes or
I might fall asleep.
Jason's falling asleep.
Genuinely knackered. Right. Okay. Predictions. Let me just get the website up. We use Super Brew. Well, I certainly do use Super Brew. But I didn't last week.
Did you not?
No, I missed the deadline.
Don't worry, it probably filled it in all for you.
What did I get? Wrong. I got a full house of wrongs. I've dropped down to 23rd out of 36 people. Great. I'm amazing. Absolutely amazing predictions.
Well, I should have got 6 right, and the history only got 2. The history failed miserably this week. Absolute misery for the history last week.
Right, moving on. Let's talk about predictions, shall we? I've got it here on the screen. Right. Everton versus Tottenham at Goodison. Saturday. Tomorrow. Bloody hell, it's tomorrow.
Just a quick one. Firetalk saying, who's leading the predictions? Well, it is you, but only... I mean... Last week, if I'd have just stuck with my predictions I'd written down, I'd be number 1.
Who's leading predictions?
It's Firetalk.
Who's leading the predictions?
It's Firetalk.
What do you mean it's Firetalk? I don't get what you mean, Firetalk. I don't see him there.
He's head of the leaderboard.
I don't see him there. I don't see Firetalk there.
Well, you'll see who's second. So...
Who's second?
You're looking at him.
No,
and
you're not.
Would be number 1 if I just...
Cinnamon's top, mate.
What?
Cinnamon's top.
213
points.
Is he?
Yeah, he's top now.
Oh, it's changed, does it, in the last...
Yeah.
Oh, what's the leaderboard then?
So it's Cinnamon, and then Firetog, then you.
Oh, I thought... Oh, okay. That's changed in the last... Whenever? Oh, how frustrating. The points are quite close, though, aren't they?
Oh, no, sorry, I hadn't... oh, God, I was looking at the wrong bloody thing. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. You are second.
Brilliant.
Cinnamon's is third.
Yeah, he's just a couple point and a half behind me, or so. He's got half a point behind me. Then I'm a point and a half behind Firetalk or something like that. Yeah, you're bloody touching distance away, really. And Cinnamon's right up. To be fair, Cinnamon is practically on the same points as you, to be fair. Yeah.
And Andrew Ferguson again. Where's Lino? Lino's in 6th place. Something's wrong in the universe for Lino to be 6th place.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? So long as we're ahead of him, that's the main thing.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Do
you want to be seeing Man City winning the league every year? No. So...
Everton versus Tottenham, Steve-O. I'm just going to go with a straightforward 2-1 to Tottenham in this game. History, I'm sure you'll touch on it, is in favour of Tottenham. In terms of the last 10 results, Tottenham have won 4. There's been 4 draws, though, in the last 10 games, with Everton only winning 2 of the games, 1 home, 1 away. If we go only for home games, you can see it's purely just made. You can see it's been a lot of draws. Everton like to draw against Tottenham at home. Your take on that?
I actually have a sneaky feeling that Everton are going to beat Tottenham here.
Really?
I really do. Yeah.
What, the other way around? 2-1?
I'm going 2-1 to Everton. I just think there's something about Everton at the moment. Okay, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute they're breaking new ground in the Premier League or whatever. In fact, their form, even though the guy at work called William Hill is suggesting that Everton's form's really good. It's not. It's shit. I don't know why. I just can see Everton winning this. Like a really horrible, sneaky win. I'm personally going 2-1 to Everton. The history's going 1-1. The last 3 at Everton have ended as a draw. And there's also been quite a lot of red cards in this. 3 cards across the last 6. So, yeah, I think Everton could get something out of this game, Jace.
Okay. Hello to Mr. V in the chat. I don't think I've read your name out before. Everton are frustrating at home, says Jojo. Firetog's gone with a 2-1 to Tottenham in that fixture. Joe 2-2. Right, let's move on to the Brighton versus Crystal Palace game. Brighton, who are trolling their owners right now, and you're not quite sure what you're going to get. But I can tell you what you're going to get. A lot of draws, a few losses, and every now and again you might get a win. It's kind of like against Crystal Palace, who are much similar, to be honest. So in the last 7 games, certainly in the last 7 games, Palace have won more than Brighton. Brighton have lost twice. Crystal Palace have lost 3 times in the history. This is a very, very tight game. To be honest, it's going to be a hard one to call. Maybe just favour the home team in this one. 6 draws on the last 10 results, and you get it with these teams. 2 wins for Brighton in the last 10, 2 wins for Crystal Palace in the last 10. It's very even. Now, do with that information as you wish. I think I'm going to go 1-1 in this fixture, mate. Lock that one in.
Yeah, history's saying that I'm going 2-1 to Brighton. I think they've got enough in the tank with I don't think Eze will be playing. According to Roy Hodgson, he's a bit touch and go. Elise is another one.
What actually happened to him? I see he's 50% flagged.
I don't have a flaming clue.
Okay. Let's get through these predictions because Ray Crushy's in the Discord.
Oh, is he?
Right, Burn.
Hold on a minute. Just do the history at least. The history.
I just did the history.
Yeah, but you're going with Super Brew. I'm going
the Super Brew
with
history.
The official stuff with whoscored.com.
Oh, the official stuff in whoscored.com.
History's going 1-1. There's been 4 1-1s across the last 6, and only once a team has scored more than 1 goal, which was Crystal Palace when they beat Brighton, ironically, away from home, 2-1. So, yeah, it's not going to be a high-scoring game. But I personally think that Brighton are going to edge it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That's certainly that enhanced history lesson there. Burnley versus Fulham. Your team versus Fulham. How do you think you're going to get on?
2 diabolical teams playing against one another. One team is terrible at home. One team is terrible away from home. And basically, I just think these 2 are going to cancel each other out. I'm going 1-1.
1-1.
History's going 2-0. Burnley have won, although Burnley have won 4 out of the last 6, but 3 of them have been away from home, and Burnley are actually unbeaten in the last 5, but don't take anything.
Yeah, Burnley have got a good record here.
Yeah, but this is...
I'm going to go Burnley to win 1-0.
Yeah, I think if there is a winner, I generally do think it will be us, but I just think they're just going to cancel each other out.
Interesting. Firetog's gone 2-1 to Burnley. Interesting. Newcastle versus Luton. I'll quickly just say that I think the 2-1 to Newcastle. I think that Luton probably will get something. 91% of players going with Newcastle winning this one. What's your thoughts, Steve-O?
Yeah, Luton just don't seem to be in any game. When they lose, they don't seem to lose by much. I think Newcastle are just going to edge this 1-0, 2-0. Although Luton away from home, they do seem to score goals. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did score against Newcastle. So I just personally think I'm going to go with the boring 1-0.
Harry Dawson's asking if the stream's died. No, I don't see that there's any network frame drops or any issues with the stream. Maybe just refresh if you're having issues with the stream. We got 4-1 prediction from Jojo, 3-0 to Newcastle, says FPL Copycat in the chat. Oh, interesting. Stream died. Refresh. Big massive lag for about 10 seconds on my side. Interesting. Nothing showing my side, I'm afraid. Right, so just persevere. It could just be YouTube having a bit of an issue. I don't know. Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Villa all day long for me. I'm going to go 2-0 to Aston Villa in this fixture. What are you going with?
I'm going with 2-0 to Aston Villa. I think they're going to come back after their pretty poor results of late. Only won once in the last 4. In fact, they've only won once in the last 5. But I expect them to come back against Sheffield United, who are terrible. I'm going 2-0. The history is those going 1-0 to Sheffield United. The home team never loses in this fixture. In the last 4, there's been 2 draws and 2 1-0 victories. 1 for Aston Villa and 1 for Sheffield United. So yeah, don't expect a high-scoring game in this.
Bournemouth versus Forest. I think this could just be down to a single goal. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I don't think it's going to be more than 2 goals in this game. 1-0 or 1-1. Either way, I'm going to go 1-0 to Bournemouth to win this 1-0.
Bournemouth to win it 1-0. I'm going with a high scoring 2-2 draw. I think these two are going to go for it. Yeah, I think they're both going to go for it. History's going 3-2 to Bournemouth. Bournemouth have won 3-2, albeit that was at Forest. And Bournemouth unbeaten in the 6 fixtures that they played against Nottingham Forest across the last 6. So Bournemouth do seem to like playing Nottingham Forest.
Okay, they've got
Chelsea.
Yeah. Chelsea versus Wolves is up next at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea are just so unpredictable. What are you going to get with them? Could it be a game that Palmer comes through for owners? Wolves like to score goals now. I do like watching Wolves play. I think there's goals for both teams in this. I'm going to go with a shock defeat for Chelsea. I'm going to go 2-1 to Wolves. I think Wolves have got it in them to beat Chelsea at home. Go 2-1.
I think they got it in them, but their away form suggests not, and Chelsea's home form suggests not either. I personally think
this is an upset for me.
No, I think Chelsea come through this.
I think you'll be. I've just got a feeling. 73% of people have gone with Chelsea to win on Super Brew. Only 8% have gone with Wolves. But I've got a feeling, about this game. Man United versus West Ham.
Well, let me just finish the history. I'm going.
History. What's the history saying?
History's going either 0-0 or 1-0 to Chelsea. The home team are unbeaten, and although Chelsea,
Cunha might be Darwin.
Chelsea's only won once in this fixture at home, so it's not a particularly profitable game for Chelsea. Basically,
Captain Palmer.
Well, he's part of my statistics in a minute.
Well, are you going to tell us your statistics?
Well, I'll do that once we've done the predictions.
Okay. I just thought you might talk about Palmer. That's fine. What about Cunha? Is he a part of your statistics? No.
No, because I don't have him in my
Man United versus West Ham. United coming off a good result in the end against Wolves. Kind of an amazing finish to the game. They'll be buoyant after that, I'm sure. By the way, Onana made a few mistakes in that game. God, again. I think United have got the advantage here over West Ham. I'm going to go with the sensible 2-1 prediction for Manchester United to win this. We will concede because we're Man United and we just like giving those goals away, baby.
Yeah, I'm actually in the same agreement with you. I expect Man United to just about get through this 2-1. History's going 1-0 to Man United. The last 5, the home team have won. And on 5 occasions out of the last 6, the team has won 0, and 4 of those have been 1-0. So they're not exactly the most entertaining of matches.
Right. Brilliant. Arsenal versus Liverpool.
Yeah, the big one.
Wow, what a game. I think Arsenal are going to get battered. 3-1 to Liverpool.
Have you been reading my book?
I mean, Arsenal to get smashed 3-1. I mean, seems pretty radical, doesn't it?
I don't think it is. I've given Arsenal an additional goal.
Reading
I'm going
my
3-2.
book, did you just say?
Yeah, my book in front of me.
No.
Yeah. I'm going 3-2 to Liverpool. I just think that Liverpool's attacking prowess will see them through this match. History's going 2-0 to Liverpool. Arsenal have won 1 out of the last 6. And in fact, Liverpool have won 3 of the away games to 2-0, bizarrely. So Liverpool do like playing Arsenal.
They do. That'll be a good game. I'm looking forward to watching that game. Sunday afternoon. I'll be at. Oh my god! I'm going to my sister's for Sunday dinner. Once a month, I go to my sister's for Sunday dinner, and I have to sneak away and watch that game. Brentford versus Manchester City. Brentford like to lose, don't they? Lose, loss, win, loss. They have got Tony though. Manchester City. I just think that with De Bruyne now back in the fold, the sky's the limit. He's still not 100% fit. He's still getting the best out of the players that are around him. I'm going 2-0 to Manchester City.
2-0?
2-0.
I do not see Man City keeping a clean sheet. In fact, truthfully, I think Tony could be
not going to play
a
Walker
really
then.
Good captaincy choice in this particular fixture.
Benching Walker then?
Yeah, I'm benching Walker, yeah. You might be playing my team.
You silly boy. Don't bench your premium fucking defenders, you said.
Yeah, I know, but this game I can see
always go
Brentford
against my own advice.
Well, I'm not going to be benching a Stupinan or Poro.
Why? Bruyne are shit.
Yeah, I think that Brentford could actually.
You either bench Estupinan for Brighton, who is playing dog shit at the moment, and you'd rather bench Walker for Man City, who are on the up. Man City are going to win the league. They are going to win the league.
No, they're not.
They are. I'm telling you now, Man City are going to win the league, and they're going to win it comfortably. And from this point on, yeah, I think they'll win it by more than 3 points.
I think Liverpool are going to have something to say about this. I don't.
Well, they might have something to say about this, but don't you forget that this is Man City, and they know what they're doing when it comes to winning titles. I hate to say it. I don't want Man City to win the league, but I do. I just think that this half of the season, Man City are going to blitz it. I really do. I think they're going to wipe the floor with a few teams. I think you're going to see some 4, 5, 6-0s again at some point this season against surprising teams. And I think that Kevin De Bruyne, this is, of course, if he can keep Kevin De Bruyne fit. If Kevin De Bruyne has a reoccurring injury or another injury, then I think that's it for City. I think they're just going to be, second, third place. Whereas at the moment, watching them with Kevin De Bruyne, I just think the best is still to come, and it's just going to be chipping away at Liverpool, Liverpool will make mistakes. Liverpool will mess up. Man City will capitalise. I'm just saying it now. They will. Sorry to say it, but Liverpool fans, Klopp ain't walking away with a title this year. He ain't walking away from the club with a title. Sorry to say it. Right. That is the predictions done. I can get this off the screen. And anything you want to add before we get Ray on?
I'll just quickly go through my captaincy dilemma. It literally is any of my attackers, really. And I just kind of went through who's got the best, quote, stats when it comes to double digits at home/away, depending on where they perform. So Palmer this season at home, he's got 2 double-digit hauls and only on 2 occasions he's scored an attack and return. So 4 in total, which is terrible considering when you think about what Palmer's done. But those double-digit hauls kind of like mask some of it. Richarlison away from home has only had 2 attack and returns. Foden away from home has only had 3 attack and returns. Jota, 1 double, 2 single attack and returns away from home. Tony, the 1 single attack and return at home. Haaland, it's basically between Haaland and Watkins for me. Haaland, 2 double-digit returns away from home and 3 single attack and returns, and Watkins 1 double away from home and 6 single attack and returns. The problem is that when it comes to the teams themselves, it's looking like Chelsea to win based on the last 6 home fixtures. They're going to win 2-1. The Tottenham game 2-2. Man City game, Man City to win 3-1. Liverpool, it's looking like 1-1 or 1-0 Liverpool. And with Watkins, it's just 2-1. Whereas the reverse around regarding the home team or the away team that they're playing. So it's looking like Chelsea to win 3-0. Everton, basically, one of the teams will win to 0, essentially. If it's not 0-0, it's just a team that will win to 0. The continuation with Man City is 3-1 to Man City. Every game Brentford seem to be in, a team seems to score 3 goals. With Liverpool, basically between these at home, 2-2, 2-0 or 2-1. It's all over the place with Arsenal at home. And then with Sheffield United, again, it's still agreeing with a 2-1 victory to Aston Villa, or maybe even like a 3-2. There seems to be, again, with Sheffield United, lots of 3s and 2s involved in their matches. So I'm basically torn between Haaland and Watkins, Jace, basically. But the fact that Haaland, we don't know whether he's going to be starting or not. It's really frustrating. I'm literally going to be waiting for the last minute to find out.
Alvarez is playing very good as well at the moment, so it's not even like Pep's got that easy decision to make, is it?
I really don't think that Haaland starts, to be honest with you, which is really annoying. But right. If I had Kevin De Bruyne and Jason, I'm captaining him for that game against Brentford.
Guess who's in the chat, Steve?
I've just seen it.
Rhymes with who?
Yeah, good.
Who are you? Ooh. Like an owl. Right, I'm tired. That's why I'm going a bit crazy. Right, let's get on a guest, shall we?
Yeah, Ray wanted to come on. He wanted to talk to us.
Let's see if we can get him on. Is he gone? He's not there. I don't see him.
I'm assuming he was in the waiting room.
He was, but he's not there.
Okay, well, we'll give him a few minutes. Do you want to just quickly go through the chat, Jason, talk about Brew travelling around the world, basically?
He's got no time for us. Got no time for FPL. FPL's boring. Also, that's slang for I'm doing shit this season. Just bored of FPL and working, travelling. Flying to the States tomorrow, then Bahamas next week. Are you an ambassador?
Isn't it?
AFCON most unpredictable this year. I can't say I've watched any of it, to be honest. Ray was in the Discord, but no, he's not. Yeah, we are here, Ray. Get yourself in here if you want to come and chat with us. We won't be on for too much longer. I can feel my body just going, bed. I'll do a podcast episode on our Patreon talking to you about the job. There's a lot to talk about when it comes to my change of my routine, the things I'm learning, the tools that I'm learning that I didn't even know existed, and the techniques to do certain jobs which are requiring me to use muscles that I've probably not used since I was a teenager. Here I am in the waiting room. Here we go. Cool. Right, cool. Here we go. Hang on a moment.
The irony is, if you don't, it should be on screen, I would have thought.
I'm just going to get it sorted now. 1 second, Ray. I'm just going to get you. Oh, hang on. 1 second, Ray. If you can hear me, I'm just going to get it sorted so we can see you on the screen. Why is it doing this? I do not know. Discord. Here we go. Ah, that's why. Ray, what's going on, mate? Ray, you there, buddy? Oh, hang on a moment. Hang on. I know what's going on.
Oh,
I know what's going on. Hang on, wait there a second. Wait. There we go. Hello, Ray.
Hi, how's it going?
Well, I'm going good, mate. How are you? How you doing, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, all good. Wait, now you should be able to see.
Oh, there he is. Look
Oh,
at this
look at that.
man.
Yes, there he is.
I recognise
Smile.
you. You were on that panel show. Look at this. How's it going, mate? You okay? You looking after yourself?
Spirits reunite.
You got the smile.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, my kindred spirit.
Let me turn my camera on. There we go. Steve-o, turn your camera on unless it won't let you. We can actually have a proper conference call now. So that Ray's not looking at the stream going, what are they doing?
I don't think I
putting
can.
faces
Have
up?
YouTube. Have YouTube on this screen and then have your mugs here.
Yeah. How's it going, Ray, man? It's been a little while since we've had you on here.
Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Just highly entertained by all the drama around FPL as per usual. So
now, Ray, I am a bit of I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to Twitter. I've only used Twitter. This is going to sound really bad, but I've got an FPL account on Twitter, but I don't use it. I only use Twitter on my other account to read about, like, conspiracy theories. Like, it might sound really crazy, but I really love my conspiracy theories. And the most wacky and wonderful conspiracy theories I can find, I just really delve deep into them, and like I can listen to podcasts about aliens and UFOs and ancient civilizations and like I tune it, like listening to spaces and fall asleep to spaces about like various random world events that are taking place right now. I love that we live in an age of independent journalism, but also coupled with the fact that we also now live in a world where there's a lot of shit out there. You got to filter out all the shit and trying to get to the truth. So it's a double-edged sword, really. So I only use social media for those sort of vectors. I don't go on social media to get affirmation, confirmation, recognition, or feedback from the FPL community. Not because I don't respect them, not because I don't find the people on there interesting, because a lot of the OG content creators, a lot of the big names in FPL are all on there. They do their spaces, they do their whatever. I just don't go on it, and I miss out on all of the events that happen. I miss out, and I find out about it 3 or 4 or 5 days after the events happened. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then normally Steve-o tells me about it, and he's like, "Have you heard about what's up?" No. And there is a saying, ignorance is bliss, and the
100%.
the fact that you choose to ignore a portion of the FPL community, you don't get entrapped within all the drama and the toxicity, because there are toxic people on the internet. The internet is full of, I say full, actually the minority. The minority is actually, it's like in school, isn't it? You've got a school classroom, and the minority will spoil it for the majority. The vocal minority of twats that make a point of, parading themselves about as being, toxic and essentially nasty. Very, very nasty. They spoil it for the vast majority of users. I don't know anything about the what's going on in terms of content creators leaving the platform. I don't know. You'll bring it up in a moment, I'm sure. But to finish, what my point is, FPL has kind of not been the most exciting for a lot of people this year that I've spoken to, and I haven't got my finger on the pulse as to why. And I've heard that a few people have taken a back seat. Now, I find it interesting, and I want to know more about it.
Yeah, sure. So, without highlighting a specific incident regarding Mark and the whole Walker game and everything like that, Steve and I constantly probably send voice notes out 2 or 3 times a day, which is always good. But myself this season, especially the last couple of months, I've been feeling a lot more disengaged with the FPL community and the game. I think a lot of it is because I still feel it's quite archaic with the way it's run. I'll give an example. Sky, for example, Steve, I know you're doing very well in that, is, you get pass tiers, tackle tiers, every single player can be an option. Of course, you've got the kickoff aspect as well, where, you can make a change 10 minutes before kickoff, which is always good. But I think we're all kind of, where I suddenly had that moment, because this is my 4th season playing, is that I'm sitting there watching Aston Villa versus Manchester City, and I want Aston Villa to win. I'm thinking, I hope Watkins doesn't score because I don't have him in my team. That's absolutely ridiculous to go through that mindset. Because obviously Arsenal are at a place now where we're a threat again. And I'm watching a game and I'm thinking, and after Aston Villa won 1-0, I think, and 2-1 and Watkins didn't score, I was very happy. I was like, oh, thank God Watkins didn't score. And I was just like, what in the goddamn name has this game done to me? To a fact where I am caring so much about how my FPL team does in comparison to Arsenal. Like, for example, if Arsenal in the league, I won't give a crap about how my FPL team did. Does that make sense?
Oh,
and I
massively.
think the game does that because it's almost like my second team. I've got Arsenal, then I got my FPL team, and I never take this much time with my Sky team, Dream Team, Telegraph, all these other ones that I've been playing longer than FPL, funnily enough, apart from Sky. And I just feel, is it the political part? Is it because there's this vision, it seems like a line in the sand between the consumer and then also these content creators? And I've kind of just washed my hands. I'm starting to pull away with a couple of things that I'm part of, and I'll speak to them in more detail about taking a back step, because I said to Steve-O, and everything I'm saying now, Steve-O, you and I have conversed about, but I actually don't enjoy these planning anymore. I don't enjoy the videos anymore. I don't enjoy playing the game.
Have you burnt out?
And I don't know if
would
it's
you
burnt out,
describe it as burnout, or is it a different feeling?
I think it's through the 3 years, I guess, growing in FPL, however you can say that.
Yeah.
I used to write threads every single week, either with my channel or the FPL way, and then I'll be a lot more with the juice. Before Steve, I think you really followed it. I used to do the daily juice as well. I was like the first pundit that they had, and then also with only one that I do with another one I do as well. Like, it's great to converse with them because they're my friends, but when we talk about FPL, I'm kind of like, does it make sense? So
yeah.
And then when I read what's happened, and I put a tweet out about it, which of course was misconstrued because it's Ray, is that the idea around it was that it isn't so much someone knows something and they either leak it or they don't. is I am sitting there like an absolute idiot 20 minutes before deadline thinking, I wonder if there's any leaks. I wonder if there's any leaks. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
like what it does to me mentally.
It's
And
gamified.
then
It's
the reaction,
gamified.
and then sorry, one
Sorry,
sec. And
sorry. Yeah.
then the reaction of the consumer is ridiculous. Mark should have never got attacked like that. It's pathetic.
So I don't know the circumstance. Can you just explain to me in like a few sentences? I'm trying to piece together. I'm trying to piece together in my head what happened. Something about Walker. Can you just explain what that was? Because I don't know.
Yeah. So a few well-renowned content creators bought in Walker, but then decided to bench him in the last minute, and then it was found out that he wasn't actually starting the game against Burnley.
What, and they didn't reveal that they'd benched him. Is that the issue?
Yeah, it seems
they
that
brought
way
in Walker, but they didn't reveal they benched him. Well, this is what pisses me off, right? You haven't got a God-given right to know exactly what a content creator is doing with their own team. As absolutely no contract or moral code between an audience and a content creator over sharing what they're doing with their team. They can choose to not share what they're doing with their team. It's again, let's not lose facts. Let's not lose sense of the reality that we are playing against each other in this game. It's not it's not a big thing where we're trying to encourage everyone to kind of jump on the same bandwagon. Like, this is a competitive game where everyone's against each other. Only one person can win FPL, and what annoys me is these people that are so entitled that I watch this channel, I pay the Patreon, I've been a member for this amount of years. I need to know what you're doing with your team, and if I don't know, I'm going to get very angry about it. And I find it pathetic that people hold out so much to really kind of wait on a limb to find out what a certain creator is doing with their team, and not actually play the game themselves. And I think if you're going to watch Andy Let's Talk FPL, if you're going to watch Black Box, if you're going to watch Juice, the healthy way of consuming that is to get information to make your own decision. I've always said that. I've never said anything different. The people that sit and wait on deadline streams to change their team based on what that particular creator is doing, I think it's sad, and I think it's pathetic, and I think that you absolutely have no right to feel entitled to know what that person's doing with their team. They've got absolutely no obligation to tell you. And if you think that, you are completely deluded. You are stupid. And there's nothing, unless the content creator says, I am going to be letting you know before the deadline what I'm doing with my team, explicitly, the final draft. I will let you know my final draft. If they start saying that and then they don't, that's trolling, in my opinion, or that's misleading people. And then, people have got a right to get upset about it. But I don't believe that that's standard practice. And I don't believe that, I don't believe that people have the right to criticize and to berate and to get angry at creators for doing so, keeping their teams private. Because at the end of the day, if I'm close to Steve-O in the mini leagues, or he's, if I'm trying to get further in the moderator leagues, I know that if I'm sharing my team, I know I'm on a much lesser scale. I will not reveal what I'm doing with my team, and there's not people. I mean, I'm doing shit, so there's not people waiting on what I'm doing. But I think you get my point, and I think you agree with me on what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
It seems common sense. It seems common sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll make another point, but Steve, I think you wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, just to play devil's advocate, I will say, though, that a lot of these content creators, whether you're as big as Andy or you're as small as, no disrespect, but Nuclear Atoms, it's kind of like a thing in which their plan is to basically tell people what they should do, so they're then seen as this, oh my god, so and so recommended this particular player, follow that person for tips. That's how I personally see it. I mean, I'm not going to name them, but I'm just going on Patreon now to see certain FPL channels and what they offer their audience. One of them here immediately is get my team reveal before deadline each week. You pay for that. That's just one simple example, and that's a very, very large content.
I think if whenever money's involved, if you've got a Patreon tier that explicitly says, I will reveal my team to you guys via Patreon or whatever hidden channels prior to the game week deadline, final team reveal, and you do something where you are hiding a transfer or you are making a last minute benching decision and you're not letting your community know, yes, I believe that they have every right to take exception to that because they've paid for a service that they've apparently not got. But if you're just doing public videos, that's different. But I get what you're saying, Steve-O. There are lots of content creators out there that do advertise the fact that they will share with you their team, their early team news or their in the know contacts or their last minute tinkerings that they do with their team, and that's fair enough. That's if you want to center your content around that, that's fair enough. I respect that because everyone's different, but it's certainly going back to the drama on Twitter regarding Mark, completely over the top and out of order.
This is the thing as well, is that because I have a lot of family, abroad as well. I mean, I kind of introduced FPL to some family in Australia and then in Singapore. They've been playing FPL longer than I have, so we've kind of got a mini league going on, a really exciting one considering we've got like 23-hour time zone differences. It's madness, but it's a lot of fun. And when I went to Singapore a year ago, and they're like, "Oh wow, you've met such and such, you've met such and such. How are they?" And the way they were asking me as if they're these special celebrities. Does that make sense? There's already that facade of a god complex, and I know that might be a bit controversial the way I'm saying that, but it's like, wow, you've met these people, how are they? And I said, just normal people. Oh, what do you talk about football? Oh, they were trying to find out stuff, and I was like, I've got nothing to tell you. Like, they're just normal individuals. Their shit stinks like all of ours. And I think that's what FPL has done. It's because the content is so oversaturated, especially in the last 24 months, is incredible.
Yeah, and there's going to be more
positive or negatives, and there's going to be more. Is that I don't want to say they're being facetious as the content creators, but they're getting so much praise and attention and money ultimately when you look at Patreon and ads and everything like that, and how FPL is just blown up as to so much more than just a game. It feels like a way of life in a lot of ways as well. Is that they're putting themselves on a pedestal whether they want to or not to be shot down. And the thing is that you can't entertain everyone. And that perfect example of what I was saying about my family asking about these individuals, like, oh, you met Mark, he's like the godfather of FPL. I'm like, well, I haven't actually met him. I've seen him loads of times, but I've never met him. But the idea is that, yeah, I'll just shake their hand, say, how's it going? Gianni, he's a really nice guy. When I've spoken to him, I played football with him as well. Is that just talking about football and stuff like that? Is that
they're human beings, mate? At the end of the day, and they don't deserve to be. But
who's not fault? But who's responsible of them being put on a pedestal like that? You're putting yourself in that pedestal as well. Like all these content creators, whether good or bad, they have to accept responsibility. God, it's going to be a Spider-Man quote now. Great power. It comes that responsibility of being shot down. And something I said to Steve-O in a voice note as well is like, with me, in a much lesser thing, I was called made a homophobe comment apparently. I'm an advocate of Andrew Tate apparently. When I said it's great to have Party back, they were talking to me about his personal circumstances, about what he did in his personal life. You know what I did? I blocked and unmuted. And I can carry on. And it's worked for me emotionally and spiritually, very much so, when it could have been a point where I really got down on myself about it. I don't understand why, in this example, Mark couldn't have done that.
I think
he'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think X has always been known as a platform where freedom. I mean, certainly now with the way that Elon is very much freedom of speech advocate.
Freedom of expression,
or expression, whatever. You know, I think X has always had that edginess to it where people can just basically essentially harass and a lot of the time, a lot of people that are harassing and doing a lot of the damage are just completely on anonymous accounts or accounts that don't represent them as a human being. Certainly, it's not Matt Jones from Derby that's necessarily saying what they're saying. It's Scumlord 215 or something.
Avatar.
You know.
Egg Avatar.
But, yeah, and I think that going back to what you were saying about it being a game and the pressures now, I certainly don't have any. I mean, let's go 2 points that you made. Content creators, they know that when they go into the business of content creation, they are going to have an audience, some of which are going to have negative things to say about them. I think that's part and parcel, part of the course. Going back to what you mentioned earlier on in the conversation, where you said that, you know, the way that FPL makes you feel, as opposed to being a football fan, when you maybe you go down the pub to talk about football and talk about the players without any hidden agendas, without any caveats, because you haven't got them in your FPL team. The days where you used to literally appreciate football for what it was and the players for what they were, and not on their XG, and on their heat maps, and not on, you know, the fixtures that are coming up from an FPL point of view and how you feel they're going to fit into your team. It skews the conversation and it puts you into this completely different atmosphere. And, you know, yes, you could argue FPL introduces more football to people that from beyond their own club, for example, because before FPL, I would only watch Man United games, whereas now I'm watching all different kinds of games.
Oh.
But I do think that, I do honestly believe, Ray, that for the last couple of seasons, certainly this season, I've separated my life from FPL. I've had so much work on that it's completely taken me out of the mindset of FPL, almost to the point where when I'm not streaming, I'm not consuming anything. Like Steven will watch Juice much more than I will. I'll tune in every now and again, but not for long periods of time. I stay away from it, and I don't get this. I don't get involved in that sort of atmosphere of expectation with the community. So it's very interesting hearing it from your point of view.
But that's a really good point, because before FPL, I was still playing fantasy games, and in the sun, I did very well. But it's kind of like, for example, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lampard are probably the two best players I've ever had. And they're banging all these points and everything like that. Remember, I don't want them to win because Arsenal were kind of, trying to threaten. So I never thought of, Ronaldo got points, fantastic. The first reflex is, oh shit, they've just beaten Newcastle 5-0. I was hoping Newcastle could get a point. Because of myself being immersed in it, because I take responsibility. I'm not blaming anyone here. I'm immersed in it from the YouTube aspect, of course, not as much as before, nowhere near. Also on Twitter, which really or X, which is just too much and I should stop it. And the planning and everything like that is that I am now removing myself slowly and transitioning out. And what you've done is really good. You've pulled yourself out, because congrats on your job, by the way. I know it's been a couple of weeks, so well done.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
And it's like, I don't even have time for this shit. That's ultimately what you're saying, which is fantastic. And I've said to Steve countless times that I love international breaks, because I don't even have to look at FPL, think about anything. I actually
and it's sad because
a book.
It's sad because you can't, obviously there's a lot, we are talking about FPL in a negative way right now, but there is a lot of fun to be had by playing it in moderation. And I think that there are people that will quite openly admit to themselves and to us that they probably have an unhealthy relationship with FPL. Like, they spend way too much time thinking and talking about FPL, and and if it doesn't go right for them, it may really ruin their week. Like, genuinely take them to a dark place inside, because they've upset themselves because they've spent so much time putting in effort and planning, and it just hasn't paid out. And I think that it really is as simple as just trying to strike a healthy balance. I know it's such a simple thing to say. limiting the amount of exposure that you watch your favorite content creators, but don't overdo it. You could literally, if you wanted to, every day of the week for morning, noon and night, you could literally watch content about FPL. Don't do that.
100%.
It'll drive yourself mental. Just limit yourself to the information you bring in and just enjoy the dramas that comes with it from a positive, like the ups and downs, the roller coasters. Like one week you're gonna have a shit week, the other week something might come through for you you never expected to happen, bench points or like double digit haul from a player that you never least expect it. And that's the beauty of FPL. Like you can't control it, you've got absolutely no. And you know, one of the great things I find about community, like our community and certainly the Juice community. And what I love the most about what you're doing, certainly when I do tune in, is that it's not about FPL that much. Like it's more about, and I'm just laughing my head off. I love it because I'm in such a good mood watching because it's not about the actual game itself. It's about the people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I know we keep saying it, but it's so simple. It's about the people, and it's about the relationships that you have with your friends, with your opponents, and with the community members that you get to know over the months and years of playing the game. And that's what keeps it interesting, and that should be the reason you play. Is because, you know, how boring would it be if you just played against overall and you're playing against everyone else? Like to have those like rivalries and have those relationships.
The family and friends mini leagues
absolutely,
and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
If I'm gonna, because I'm still in the phase because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just not play. Because I always said that when it stops becoming fun, I'll stop because I'm not getting paid for this, isn't it? It's very easy to say, okay, I'll stop, and I'm doing that with not being involved with any content anymore. I'm just not. But to actually stop the game, I think it's more of remove myself, kind of like with what you've done, is that remove yourself from the community aspect, but still enjoy the game, but enjoy the game more of I'm going up against my family members. We got cash on the line. We got banter on the line. In my new job as well, we have like a mini league of like 15 of us. We literally just banter in our chat all the time. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that. You know, not about overall 10k where you get nothing at the end. You know, so you know, and that is more the focus of what I want it to be. Is that I play the game, but my focus isn't about my overall. It should be a social thing, mate.
It should be as simple as that.
It's social, family banter, and just have like 3 or 4 mini leagues with the right people.
100%. And I think one of the reasons why people come and watch our show, you know, are different for the reasons people watch, say, Andy. Because Andy can't get to all of his messages, right? We try to read as many messages out. We read all of the chat because our chat's not going anywhere near as fast. A lot of the time it's very slow. And we know the personalities in our community. We know the ups and downs that they've had in the past. And we can put, you know, characters to those names, and the social aspect exists within our community. And I think that's one of the reasons that people come back to our channel, not because we talk about, you know, all of the data that you need to be successful in your mini league.
I don't. Don't worry, I don't, Chase.
Absolutely. And yeah, we're human beings at the end of the day. We're social animals, whether we like it or not. There's too many distractions in this world to take you away from that and to be unsocial. And to have something that we can bring, like they say, football brings you together. Football brings people together from all different colours, all different cultures, and everyone's on a level playing field. And that's what FPL kind of enhances that, and it brings people together. Like there's people from all different countries in our community, from all different walks of life, different religions, different cultures, backgrounds, whatever, and everyone kind of just fits together. And there's no, you know. We promote a healthy rivalry. We don't promote toxicity and calling people out. And I think that's, you know, that's ultimately the win for FPL. That's a win for FPL, having that. But it can easily shift if it's not moderated. And X is not moderated. So anything can go on X. So just my advice to you, Ray, and I'm sure you've already taken it, is to back yourself away from X. Or if you're going to be on X, just almost don't take it seriously. Anything you read on X, do not take it seriously because it's full of trolls. It's full of misinformation and shit that you just don't
100%.
you don't need in your life, mate. It's just negativity you don't need in your life. Positivity is what you need in your life, and your family and the friends that you care about. They're the ones that mean the most to you when you have like a rivalry in the mini league or something like that. So
100%. Beautiful, excellent. Well, wonderful chat. I'm gonna go. I'm like
yeah,
yourself.
man. Yeah,
I'm
it's getting
absolutely
late now.
exhausted. I need to go to bed.
It's been great to talk to you about a good subject. And
Who's your
it's
captain,
just,
Ray?
God, Steve Ray's such a dickhead. Who cares?
Ray, who should I captain this week? Tell me, Ray.
Yeah.
If it doesn't pay off, I'm going to message you.
The XG says Watkins should be able to play well against Sheffield United.
If he doesn't do well, I know where to find you. They're all good, man. It's all good.
I have no idea, but chat's
use
always
your own
a pleasure.
brain, mate. Ray, you're a star. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for talking to us, Ray. Everybody, Ray, where can we find you? Where can people find you if they haven't already?
Well, it's quite X, so here.
Not an X. You can find him in a local park somewhere playing football.
You may find me on the odd Patreon video putting in a comment or so.
You're still going to be on the juice, aren't you?
No.
You're not going on juice anymore?
Don't tell them, because I haven't spoken to them about it yet.
Okay, well, we're going to have to put this private.
No one listens to this show anyway, right? No one.
Yeah, nobody watches this. Right, listen, Ray, all the best, my friend. Keep positive, and thank you again, my friend. Keep in touch.
All right, chaps. Take care. All the
Cheers,
best.
dude. Good night. Good night. Ray Qureshi, everybody. Now, I think that was a very important discussion, purely from the fact that, this is a game and it's as simple as, this game should not be bringing you down. This game should not making you feel like shit or making you hate,
Well, until we live stream tomorrow, yeah, brilliant.
Well, unless when you see Steve-O rage and get angry, one of the things that we quite often say is like, you need to calm down, mate. But he does calm down within a short period of time. I think you've admitted in the past you've had an unhealthy relationship with FPL, and it's got you angry about things. And I think everybody has that anger inside them when their FPL doesn't go right. It's just how people process it and deal with it. And some people go on X and talk shit about it to other people. But yeah, I think leaving on that note, everybody, look after each other. Don't feed the trolls. And I want you to do good in your mini league, but not as good as me. Simple as. On that note, goodbye.
Yeah, see you all tomorrow on Streamception.
Wave, Steve-O. Come on. He's waving.